Good morning. Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Jennifer Waters, and I am part of the CNY Healing Arts and CNY Fertility team. Usually I'm here on Wednesdays. I apologize. I was traveling. I thought I could go live on the road. That was very naive of me to think that I could do more than two things at once. But, anyways, here we are. It's Thursday here in beautiful central New York. We have a light dusting of snow outside just for the next 7 months. So, we have to embrace it because pushing against the weather is certainly a big waste of our energy. So, thank you for that. Yes, I just came back from Sedona, Arizona, which is a beautiful place and one of the vortexes on the planet of positive energy. A lot of movement there and creativity, a lot of painters. I can see why everybody wants to be a painter there because the landscape just invites you to be more creative. But I did a workshop with Dr. Bruce Lipton for 2 days. He is the author of The Biology of Belief. He's very similar to Dr. Kiltz. They have really parallel views of regenerative science, what we can do to improve our cellular health. Why did I go do this? I went to meet him because I've never met him. He certainly was on my list of people to meet in this lifetime that have dedicated their life to science that supports the body to heal. That is the regenerative science that's about what can we do to improve our health, maintain health, regain lost health. This is a lot different than disease management, and you have been cursed by your genetics, and your FSH and LH says this, and therefore there's nothing we can do to help you. So the good news is he has a lot to offer us in terms of egg quality. I am now completely convinced that we can help you to improve your egg quality. Now, of course, people ask me all the time, well, what if I'm 58 years old and I want to conceive for the first time? I mean, let's face the facts, folks. We have to be in reality. We're all headed in the same direction. We have a finite amount of time here on the planet, and certain things are just going to occur based on our age. But if you were in your 30s and 40s, for example, I do now completely believe, based on the scientific evidence, that there's a lot that we can do to improve our outcomes, change how our cells are functioning, improve the quality of our cells, which is the name of the game when it comes to egg quality. So how long is this going to take? Is it 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days? I don't know. It could be 8 hours. Now, I'm not saying this in a naive way. I'm saying this because we just studied. Dr. Lipton had a great slide about showing what can happen in an 8-hour period when you really concentrate your mind on something, whether it's you're doing hypnosis, whether you're doing meditation. There's a lot of things we can do in a short amount of time. So I don't want you to believe or feel that improving your egg quality is going to be difficult. It's going to be long. It's going to take you a long time. Those are two things we don't know. A lot of us believe our life is going to be difficult because that's how we were programmed to think. Oh, it's going to be hard. Oh, we have to do all of this. It's a very prescriptive way to improve our health. It doesn't have to be that way. So those of you that have known me for a long time know that I've had a kind of a big issue with what we call the positive thinking movement. It's a big movement out there, and it started, a long time ago. Think and Grow Rich, all of this. Well, what about the people that think and don't grow rich? What about the people that think they're really being positive, but they're not getting the dream job? They're not ending up with a take-home baby. They're not getting the car they want. What is going on? It can't just be positive thinking, right? No, it's not. What I learned from Dr. Lipton, and this is all the stuff Dr. Kiltz also talks about, is that it's not what we're thinking is the problem. The issue is what we're not thinking. These are the subconscious programs that you have received in the form of a download, parenting, whatever influences you had before the age of 7 years old. This is what is running your life, right? This is what is affecting how you believe your health is going to be. And unfortunately, we're getting these inputs from the news and from society all the time. After the age of 50, your health goes down. Now that you're 40, you can't conceive. Oh my gosh, you're 35 years old. Now you have advanced maternal age. Okay, so it's a lot to push back against in our culture. So what I want you to do is figure out how you're going to determine the programs that you have received. Usually it all happens before the age of 7. I have some different theories on that. We can talk about it another time. If you want to know for sure what your subconscious programs are, ask the person that lives with you because we rarely have the courage to examine our own behavior. It takes a lot of humility and courage to say, wow, what did I do to create this? What have I done to create this conflict in my life, to get fired, to end the relationship, to whatever it is? And we don't want to do that because it's uncomfortable, right? It's scary and it's humbling. But when you have the courage to stop and say, wow, what did I do to create this situation? It's very liberating and you can get really good at it. It's like a practice. I know I have myself, I have always in the past 10, 15 years asked myself, what did I do to influence this outcome? And I almost always get the answer. So have the courage, find somebody that loves you, that cares about how you are going to go forward to improve how your cells are functioning, right? We know that this is the name of the game when it comes to fertility and health, vitality, regenerative science. So we will conceive at 90 in the future. Sure. If that's what you believe, if that's what you think, and that's what you feel, then it's worth a try, right? I know a very renowned fertility doctor who was working on doing a case study trying to conceive naturally at the age of 49. So, if somebody in the medical field is willing to take that on as a clinical trial or evidence based medicine, then that means it's worth looking into. Why not? So, okay. There's just a couple questions I wanted to answer. I don't have a lot of time today. I'm going off to the clinic since I've been out of town. But people have been asking me, what are the things that I can do to improve my outcomes? So we've talked about looking at our subconscious beliefs, right? What you don't want to do is keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. You can't hear me? Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm like a moving mouth. Oh, geez. Am I the only one that can't hear? Huh. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm sorry. No sound. That's weird. Okay. I don't know why that is. I'm going to end Instagram Live so that I can focus on Facebook Live. I'll come back to you. Sorry, I don't know why, but I'm going to say goodbye. Send a request to be in your live video. I don't know. Oh my gosh. What I don't want is to waste time. Except, okay. So, I can't hear a thing. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh boy. There's always some kind of challenge in every day, right? All right. So Facebook volume is fine. Okay, thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. All right. So let's say that you decide you're going to do phototherapy. All right. So you're at a place, you've had a number of retrievals, you've decided you're going to do one more egg retrieval, and you're going to do absolutely everything that you can to improve the outcomes. You don't, the past is over. We're looking at the future. What I want you to do is really try to let go of the past. If you had unsuccessful retrievals or not retrievals that were as successful as you had hoped, try to let that go. All right. It's not an easy thing to do. People say all the time, well, just let it go. It requires sometimes ritual, so things that are meaningful. I do a lot of spiritual bathing. I go into nature. You can do hypnosis. The Fertile Spirit has a wonderful team of practitioners. There is a hypnotherapist within the Fertile Spirit. Work with her so that you can really let go of the past. This is the subconscious programming that we have been given at a young age, that who knows, there's a lot of programming out there, but I do think it's sometimes it's hard to let go of the past. And you know that you have completely let go of the past when you're no longer triggered by it, right? So I think when you tell yourself consciously, oh, I let go of that, I'm fine, but then your neighbor has a really successful egg retrieval and you're in tears, then that means you haven't let it go. And it's not your fault. It's that it's still there. And it takes as long as it takes to let things go. So you know you've let something go when you're no longer triggered by it. When your neighbor has a successful retrieval and you say, yay, neutral or above. Okay, yay. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm so excited for you, but it has to be neutral or above. Because if you're in tears or you feel any negative emotion, it's still there. So love yourself, forgive yourself, keep going, and make a plan for how you are going to be free, more liberated going into your next cycle, so you don't have this baggage with you as much as possible. So the phototherapy patches, what they do is they send a signal to your cell. They're giving your cell, which is designed to receive and emit light. We now know for sure the way we are designed is to send and receive light. Basically, we are light beings. We know that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do things like MRIs and CAT scans. They are picking up the amount of light we have in our body. So, using like a phototherapy patch, which I love, love, love. This is my new favorite thing. We're getting great results, really some interesting stuff here. This sends a signal to your cells. The Eon patch is considered their broad spectrum anti-inflammatory. We are all dealing with inflammation. We know this from Dr. Kiltz. He's been talking about this for, I don't know, at least 15 or 20 years. Bring down the inflammation, okay? When you combine a modality like this, or diet, which we're going to talk about in a minute, with the subconscious mind of changing the programs that you've been given at a young age, now you're really talking. Now you can get whatever you want. I do believe that. I have seen it. And I have talked to enough physicians that also concur. So that's the good news. There's lots that we can do. Next option for me is using an egg donor. So, Nicole, I don't know. You have to email me. What I've been doing, folks, is setting up short 10-minute phone consults for folks. You can go on my website and schedule that yourself. You can email me. Those of you that know my email address, YouAreLight10. That's been my email address for a long time. I am not only an acupuncturist, but a phototherapist. So I've been studying how light affects the body, how light affects the cells, how we can get our organs to function better. bypassing diet, bypassing supplements, going right into the cellular level. We don't want to waste time. We want to do things that are simple, easy, and effective. So light is the best way. So what I already talked about this, applying the patch, the spark to the cell, working on your subconscious beliefs, feeling that you're going to have what you want, right? You have to stay in your desire realm, but you have to feel it also, right? Success and failure comes out of a feeling. It's not just thinking. Thinking is up here, right? We want to get more into the body, what we're feeling, what we're not thinking, okay? So a lot of folks are asking me, well, I want to do the keto diet, but I'm a vegan. What should I do? Okay, so I think a lot of you probably already have a copy of Dr. Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle for Fertility. If not, I highly recommend it. It's a great, 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 I'm going to call it a book. It's more than a magazine. And on page 99 in here, he has a whole list of vegetables, believe it or not, that you can eat because they're low carb and they're going to decrease the inflammatory process for you. Things like cauliflower rice, which you can now buy frozen. You can get organic cauli rice. Talk about fast food. It's the best fast food I've had. Zucchini noodles, chia seed pudding. Okay, so get this guide. Go to page 99 and you're going to have a whole list of high fat, low carb foods that are going to help you. Please, please, please try to make what you're consuming organic. Why? It's not only our subconscious mind that's affecting how our cells are either deteriorating or regenerating. It's also toxins and pesticides, heavy metals, viruses, bacteria. So we are working to clean up the terrain, right? We want to eliminate as much as we possibly can what I call the poison, because this is going to affect how your cells are. You can have the most incredible belief system in the world, and subconscious mind can be completely on board with you are not going to age at all. You're going to live to 100 and then be perfectly healthy, and it's over. But if you're loaded with heavy metals, toxins, glyphosate, it's going to be a lot harder. Okay. So please don't eat the poison as much as you possibly can. I know it's not cheap, right? But as consumers, we have power, right? The more we continue to buy organic, in theory, anyways, it used to be, then that would bring the price down. So let's try to continue doing that. Good. Ronia, yay. I'm so glad. I've been thinking about you. Detox smoothie, very good. It's what you do every day that matters most, right? This is, again, why I love the patching. The patching is designed to go on your body every day. So it can take some time to make the big changes. Whenever we do studies, it's usually 2 months, 3 months for us to see outcomes. We know we can do a lot in 8 hours, but let's face the facts. More time is often better if we want to make the longest changes. It's just like weight loss. It's when you lose a pound a week for a year, that's when you're really in a good situation, as opposed to, oh, I lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks. That doesn't really sustain. So we want to stabilize our improvement in our growth. My follicles rarely gets mature and always little. What can I do? You can do a lot. Okay. This is where light is the perfect modality. We're going to donate energy to you on the cellular level, right to your mitochondria, which is where the energy, the powerhouse of the cell is. We want to get your ATP more. This is the energy of the cell. Did that help you? Yes. Oh, definitely. We have clinical trials, case studies behind all of this. This isn't just theory. This is science. We now know that if you want to get your cells to function better, light is a very good way to do that. So what does that mean about boosting natural light or vitamin D? Yes, so you want to supplement with vitamin D. I do recommend it. especially if you live in the Northeast or anywhere where the sun isn't out or you're not going out in the sun or whatever, you want to get your vitamin D levels up. Absolutely. And light works in a similar way that sun does, right? It combines with the fat, the cholesterol of our body, and to endogenously increase our vitamin D levels. Now, when you use phototherapy or LED light therapy, it's not going to increase your vitamin D levels. It works in a similar way in that we're turning on your cells to function better, but it's not going to increase your vitamin D levels. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to give you my website. Feel free to email me, okay, if you have any questions. For those of you that want more information about optimizing egg quality with phototherapy, just go ahead and email me and I'll give you that guide. I'm in the middle of going from .world to .net, so hopefully sometime this year that will occur. We have a saying, in the readiness of time, all things come to fruition. So eventually I will be jenniferwonders.net, but for right now it's .world. All right, have a wonderful day, and I look forward to connecting with you all, and I will be back next Wednesday.